Island Stories, aka the K.Solo Show. What's up? What's up? What's up?
This is the #1 YouTube ghetto gossip. I'm telling you, I don't know what the fuck is going on with me, man. Motherfucking YouTube.
Yo, my mouth is jobless. I just keep cursing and cursing. I gotta stop that.
I love all these. You already know. This is the one and only K.Solo. What's going on, people? Listen, I'm gonna go live. Hopefully you guys out there will come in and see what's up with Big Solo. I gotta talk to you, Papi. I'm gonna give you guys some stories. So holla at your boy K.Solo. Everybody out there, get ready for K.Solo. You feeling me? Coming in stronger and better and wiser. Alright?
What's the deal? What's the deal, my peoples? No question today. Yes, today I have a special guest on, and let me tell you, this lady got stories. And what I'm gonna do is, right, today I'm gonna call it Ladies Night. No question, today's Ladies Night. So any ladies out there that want to come in and want to ask Michelle any questions, Michelle is a thoroughbred. I spoke to her today. Actually, I really don't know too much about her, but she was highly recommended to me. And we're gonna talk about her and you know, some of the things that she has done in her life. Like she's like, you know, ex-boxer like me. You know what I'm saying? So we got a lot of things we have in common, man. Just me and this girl. So like I said, it's an honor that I have a beautiful girl like this coming into my show. Because a lot of you guys know that, I don't know, some of these females, they scared of the K.Solo show. I really don't know, and this shit's just driving me crazy. But we got Michelle in the house. So Michelle, how you doing, mommy? For those that don't know you, man, let them know who you are, where you come from, and you already know what's up.
Well, I don't know what to say. You know, just meeting you a couple minutes ago, literally, we met just a couple minutes ago, and you're like, let's go on live, let's do this, and I'm just like, let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. My name, like you said, I want to first thank you very much because you did such a good job of introducing somebody you don't know, you know. But we're going to make this connect. We're going to make this happen.
We're going to make this happen.
We're going to make this happen. So my name is Michelle Angelic, and, you know, I'm like everybody else, just trying to fucking survive this world. Trying to survive this world. And that's just a nice round way of saying, you know, this is a tough motherfucker out here, and we're just trying to navigate through it. We're just trying to fucking navigate through it, you know?
There you go, Michelle. One thing that, well, this is good stuff. That's why. One thing I would like to know, Michelle, you said you was a boxer. Like me, I was a boxer. I won the Golden Gloves twice. 80, 80, 83, 84, 85, or 84, 85. Then after that, a couple months later, like about 2 days later, I had a car accident and I lost 50% of my eye vision. I lost 55% of my right eye vision and 53% of my left eye.
Wow.
I wear contacts. If it's not been for my contacts, these will be my glasses right here.
We do share more in common than expected. Wait till I tell you what happened to my eye.
These are my glasses.
Wow.
They thick. Without them, I'm legally blind.
I believe.
Without my contact, I'm legally blind. So that's why I had to stop boxing. But now to you,
wow.
What's, you know, like, what's the procedures of girls boxing? Because I never checked it out too much of girls boxing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, what kind of training you guys do? Training.
Well, that was way back. So that was way back in 1999, right? Like way back in the day before MMA came out. And then now the females moved from boxing into the MMA where they got all the different fighting styles mixed into one. You know, you got to have a little bit of everything in your bag to be able to step into that cage. And and I only had that one in my bag, and that was that boxing. And then I used to do domestic violence fighting, you know, survival fucking fighting, that kind of grappling, you know, to save yourself, to keep yourself from getting hit.
Oh yeah, no question, no question. I believe in it.
That's how I got into fighting. That's how I got into fighting. I had to learn to, you know, be able to protect my physical body and have some type of way to learn.
Do a man have something to do with it?
Yeah, was that?
Does a man have something to do with it?
Oh,
like,
no, it's my baby's daddy, right? My baby's daddy, big man, machista, Mexican. You know, I'm Mexican too, so I'm not hating on nobody. I'm just trying to say the machista Mexican way, where, you know, you wash the clothes and you make the food and you have that stuff ready. It's por favor o es a huevo, and that is he used to say that you do it because I say so, you know, or you're gonna do it. You know, you're gonna do it nicely, or you're gonna do it by force. You're gonna do it.
Hell, fucking no.
So I grew up like that. You know, at 16, I have a son. He's 30. You know, my boy's 30, and so
your boy's 30.
I didn't know I was gonna be talking about this.
Your boy is 30 years old.
Yeah, my boy's 30.
God bless you. God bless you. What are you eating? What are you drinking? Because I want some of that.
Well,
I'm serious.
That's where I'm up today. Today, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to get my brand onto the market so I can make our species strong again. You know, my life was about learning how we're being broken down so that we can build the fuck back up. You know, so we can build the fuck back up, because we're being broken down on so many levels, psychologically, physically, mentally, emotionally, that we got to build this shit right back up, and we got to synchronize quickly. You know, we got to do the 1 + 2 = 3. Let's go. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing with the brand. You know,
I agree with you 100% on that, mommy. You know, being honest to you, as when I was growing up, my stepfather was abusive to my mother. He was the same guy that taught me and my brother Peter So he was very abusive to my mother, and he was kind of abusive to us when he used to drink. And I know I know the story about a man hitting a female, and you cannot do nothing about it, because, you know, I was a peterhead, you know, same little kid, seeing my mother get beat up. And,
it's psychologically damaging the child. And
I feel for the female. I believe that a man that hits a female, for me, he's a coward, big time coward. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't know if that happened to you, but I'm just saying that a man that hits a woman is a fucking coward, and I don't got no respect for him. I don't care who he is, how he is, what he is. I don't got no respect for you, dude. You understand what I'm saying? You want to hit somebody? Go see him. Go get to the biggest guy that you see in the streets and hit him. Do that to him to see what happens. You understand? Don't pick up on the women. I just can't. I can't stand that. I can't stand it. You know. But like I said, I don't know that if that's what happened in your life, that you started boxing. You know.
Yeah, that's why I started fighting. I had to learn to defend myself. I had to learn to. I had to learn something. You know, I just had to fucking learn something. Because no matter what I did to this person, nothing, you know, he's 6 foot tall, body like a football player, just like what, you know, just pick me up like a rag doll, drag me like a rag doll.
So he had you scared.
Well, it was his mentality. So I don't want to make this show about.
No, no, we ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that. But I just want people to know. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I've been there. I've done that, and I had to learn to break out of that, not just physically but mentally. You know, how to learn to turn that shit around. It's like, you're gonna come get me, then come and get me, motherfucker, because I'm gonna be waiting on the fucking roof and jump on your fuck.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm giving you that horn. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't even know what that horn means, right? I don't even.
Thank you.
I don't
know. I press that horn when I like something that's going on that I feel something. I press the horn like that. That's like a little clap. You know, for me, that's like a little clap. Hold on. Yes, my love. Yeah, hold on. Give me 1 second. I got my wife here spoiling me. Thank you, baby. It's good. The shrimp is good. Shrimp is good, baby. No, it's not hot at all. Not till I get to it.
I had that for dinner tonight too. That's right.
Shrimp? Yeah, I'm about to eat that right now. Shrimp and lobster tail. Shrimp and crab sticks. That's Joyce. Everybody knows Joyce. Her name is Michelle, mommy. She just said hello to you. So anyway, so now we're gonna get into your show now. So we're gonna leave that alone. That we'll talk about that one day that you and I are talking, you know, on the phone privately, you know what I'm saying? Because
I don't mind sharing.
I really would like to have you on my show every Saturday. I really would. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, I know you starting the show. And matter of fact, what is your show about? Like, you know, like let the people know what's your show about.
Sure. So now you guys got a little idea of how I started with the fighting, you know, and how to learn to change my mentality, because I was scared to death. I didn't know how to talk back. I didn't know how, you know, I was afraid to speak, you know, afraid to make an action. But when something clicked in me one day, it was just like, you know, we all get to that line where we just can't take this shit no more, right? So I got a lot of those lines. I got a lot of those fucking lines.
No question. I had them before too. I was tired of my brother picking on me. You know,
the fucking line is like,
you know. I mean, my brother was a bully. My brother, God bless, I love you, Peter, but you know you was a fucking bully. You know what I'm saying? Until I beat the shit out of him, and that was it. All that bully shit went out the window. You know. Yeah.
As soon as we make that change, you know, that awareness, we're just like, well, fuck it, you know. We're gonna cross that fucking line. Let's go, motherfucker.
It's over. Enough of this shit. Enough of this shit.
Yeah, and that's when things started to change. It didn't mean that the fighting stopped. It just meant the way he came at me changed, because now I'm not gonna take this shit no fucking more.
Respect.
You gotta think a little bit more, you know. And I already had this natural survival fucking do or die attitude.
Can I ask you a quick question? Are you still with him?
Yeah. Am I what?
Are you still with this man?
Oh no. Well, I tried to go on speaking levels with him. Actually, the beginning of this year, but I had to cut him off because we had stopped talking for many years. I started talking to him, tried to, you know, 30, so much fucking time. Our son's already 30. You know, we gotta see if there's some type of mutual communication.
Anything that's left, man. And I respect you for trying, but sometimes, Michelle, I'm speaking as a man. Men don't change like that. Men do not change like that. The only way a man could change like that by him getting beat up in front of you by another man. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, I wasn't looking back to try to get with him. It was more of like my son's talking to him, so you know, let's just see the mutual communication.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I ain't looking for no love. You know, no, not like that. It was just like, you know, let me tap in and see how he's doing, check in, you know, because I heard that he has some new kids and they went through a lot of hell. And so, you know, the genuine part of me goes out to see, you know, how you doing. And then he turns around and I realize he's in a delusional denial state, which I recognize happens to people, and they really live the denial for protection, like literally to protect themselves from having to face the shame and the guilt.
The embarrassment that you picked on someone that you know couldn't defend herself, and you took advantage of that. So that's how I feel, bully. A bully enjoys that.
That's a small scale of it, but I also recognize that, you know, the trauma, the shit that he went through as a kid. You know, that's the whole thing, is we're doing this fucking domino effect, and there has to be a point where we get to, as a species, like I speak in the form of species, because our species got to get some shit together. If we don't, we're gonna break. We are breaking down. We're not gonna break down. We are breaking down.
Yeah, I agree with you.
We're fucking breaking down worldwide, right?
That's right.
In our hates, in our fears, in our judgment, in our condemnation of others is why we're never gonna fucking fix this problem until we can get some personal resolve. And so when we forgive others, let's talk about this situation. You know, my baby's daddy from my 30-year-old, you know, because I got another group of kids with a different baby daddy. With another story, with another crazy fucking story. No fighting, but a different kind of crazy. But my whole point here is recognizing that our species is being broken down so that we break ourselves down is the shit we got to stop. And we stop by just organizing right here. This individual as a unit, and then the rest fucking fixes itself.
You know, Michelle, you know, I hear you saying that, but I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
It is hard. It's gonna be hard because if you look out there,
I believe you 100%. Look at it looks fucking hard, but I'm gonna tell you, we got shit working against us that we're not aware of, and that's why I bring to the table so that we can get this 1 + 2 = fucking 3, and we're talking about game changer. We're talking about a game changer right here.
One of the game changers for me. One of the game changers for me, and I'm gonna be honest to you, and like I said, I've been in the streets. I had done, my God, I had done so many dirt in the streets. I've been in jail. You know, there's things that I can't even talk about. I would have the feds knock on my door tomorrow morning. You understand what I'm saying? But what's going on in the streets now that I'm older, I'm 54 years old now, and I'm seeing things in the news and I'm seeing things in the streets that I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Right.
Like, when I was doing my dirt, it was a respect, though. We need to have respect. Don't rob no old lady. Don't hurt no old man. Don't, you know, they are limits.
I do understand that line we don't cross, you know?
Yeah, but now they crossing it, man. They crossing it. Lady 3 weeks ago, 89 years old, raped and murdered. A man, 72 years old, robbed and murdered. I said the story a couple of days ago about a black guy walking with his baby, 3-month-old baby. His enemies see him. They're running after this kid. They beat the shit out of him. After they beat the shit out of him, they took his 3-month-old baby and put it in the garbage. And then you had some other guys that had nothing to do with that, but all they did was, instead of taking the baby out, no, they took their cell phones and started videoing it and laughing.
Yeah.
You know, those are the things that we have to change in this world, man.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm glad you're bringing it up. I'm not glad this shit is happening. I'm glad you're bringing it up because that's where we're going with this. This is what I'm talking about.
Yes.
This is what I'm talking about. This is that fucking change. It got to get done. And it's not counting on other fucking people to do it. It's about what we
have to do it.
Here. Because and I understand you understand what I'm saying, and the people listening understand what I'm saying. We're waiting for others to change for us to make a change in general, not me and you. I'm just talking about in general. Everybody's waiting for somebody else to make that change happen, and what's going on in a large scale is. This is a big ass topic, so I'm gonna do my best to put a basketball size of information down this fucking straw. You know, this straw is meaning it's so much information. No, it's not.
Hold up, mommy. Hold up. Give me 1 second. Let me take this off mute. Hold up. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, yo. Hold up, Michelle. I'm sorry about this. There's an important phone call real quick. I'm gonna be out of it in a couple seconds. Come on, you goddamn mute. Right here. All right, Michelle, sorry about that.
I'm coming back.
Calling me up.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that. Go ahead. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that. So anyway, but tell me something on your boxing. Has you boxed any females, something like that? Did you get into that already?
Well, back in the day, you know, like I said, 1999 when this came out, I recognized, you know, I was doing martial arts. I was doing anything I can learn to defend myself. You know, I was learning from military people. I was just learning. Just like, what do I do if I'm being dragged by my feet? What do I do if I'm being dragged by my hair? What do I do? You know, so
it was. I wish I knew you that back in that time. I would have taught you how to. Oh yeah, I would have taught. Oh yeah, definitely.
I learned. Yeah. I definitely learned, and I recognized that when female boxing came out and it was like a career, I was like, I think I could do this shit. I like, I
making
love
money.
it.
Rouser Rousey, what's her name? Rouser Rousey.
Yeah,
Rouser.
yeah, Ronda Rousey. Now you
Ronda
got me
Rousey.
on the mix. But yeah, Ronda Rousey.
Millionaire now. A millionaire. She was out selling the men. Now, I don't know how old are you? You don't gotta tell me that.
I don't have no problem. I'm actually pretty proud of it. I'll be 50 next year, so I'm pretty proud of it.
God bless you, but you don't look 50, Mama.
I'll be 49 this 25th of this month. I'll be 49.
You don't look it, man. That's why when you told me about the son 30 years old, I'm like, wait a minute, what? Like what? Like how old are you? What's up, C Biscuit? We got C Biscuit that joined the channel. Anybody that want to get on the chat, man, you guys can come in the chat. Filo Conga, you already know you got the key. You guys know, man, as long as you come in with the respect, everything is good. You come in here disrespecting, you out of here like a bad habit.
Solo, I wanted to ask a question to Michelle.
Sure.
About her fitness routine. I see, she's in good shape. Michelle, were you always in good shape or?
No. I've been everything you can imagine. I've been broken in so many ways. I've been broken.
Was you fat?
Yeah, 211 pounds.
Get the.
Oh wow.
Oh wait a minute! I gotta get this.
So I sent CB a video back in 1999 of me posting the first couple minutes and seconds. You can see all the damages that I have been through and everything I have repaired and had to overcome.
Wow.
We're talking about stuff that we don't even know about yet. We don't. The majority of us don't even know
what was
the
process? How long did that take you for you to, transform to the physique that you in now?
Well,
the chat is up. If you want to holler, the chat is up.
The road is always longer for the pioneers, right? But then when the pioneers figure shit out, they're like 1 + 2 = 3. Almost. Let's go. So it can be shorter. Is what I'm saying. But the learning process is a long fucking time. And so what I recognize is that we're not fat. We got inflammation. We're not. We're in the gym trying to lose fat when we need to be losing toxins. And so what I do is I keep the immune system up 24/7 so the body can regenerate, redo, and regrow. And so we're talking about in 40 days, you start recognizing, hey, there's a difference going on in my life, in my body, in my feelings.
It also has a lot to do with your intake, right? What kind of food you're eating.
It's all, I say it's 100% what is going into our body. The reason I say is there's a lot of things that people say what is and what isn't, but everything that goes into our body, from what goes on our skin and into our mouth, changes our genetics. It creates a cause and effect. We're always on cause and effect, but we're not taught these things so that we don't recognize how much power and potential we actually have. We're, the recommendation for the nutrients that we have, as far as what's set up for the recommendation. Oh, what is it called? I'm sorry, I can't even remember what it's called, but it's how much minerals and vitamins are suggested, right? That is just enough to keep us barely alive. I'm doing stuff that nobody does, and this is what I want to get.
Isn't that suggestion, that chart that they give us in school, isn't that outdated already?
That is outdated. Yeah, keeping it real, that is outdated, man. Because there's a lot of things. I'm sorry to get into this. But there's a lot of things that right now that 20 years ago was good for you, and now they're saying it ain't good for you, like eggs. I remember when they said that if you take a baby aspirin, it's good for your heart. Now they're saying it's not good for your heart.
Well, it has to do a lot with the processed food nowadays. Everything is all processed. Nothing is really natural anymore.
Oh no, hell no.
When it comes to food,
it's all.
And if it is natural, the price is outrageous.
Oh, son, I just went to the store with my wife 3 days ago. See, we spent $120. We only had 3 bags.
Yeah, that's what's going on. We're about to hit starvation. We're about to hit starvation, and I ain't fucking around when I say that.
I agree with you 1,000%.
People have no idea what's going on. Right now, there was over 100 plants in the last year and a half that have been burned down mysteriously, which is kind of odd.
It's definitely a setup. So we got something. It's an opposition working against mankind. It's an opposition working against our species, and it's very important we start paying attention to this shit.
Listen, guys, you guys are talking something that I love to talk about. I just want to say this real quick, and I want you guys to open up your eyes. I mean, to open up your ears and think about this. Every 30 years or 20 years, there's always some kind of sickness that comes out. We had COVID. We had HIV.
Actually, more than that, Solo. It's actually every 4 years. Every time there's a new election coming around, there is a new kind of illness, sickness, virus going around. Look it up.
I say when the population gets big, man, when the population gets a certain amount, I start seeing that massive murder. I mean, massive people start dying.
Guys, I'm sorry. Guys, I'm going to get off this. My phone is dying. Michelle, you're doing a great job. Solo, you're doing good. Silo Conga is in the chat. Silo Conga, get on the panel, brother.
Yo, Silo, I don't know why he's coming in. Well, he's not in. Yo, Silo,
I don't know. I always enjoy Silo when he's on the panel.
Yeah.
All right, let me get off. Let me charge my phone.
Yeah, well, for you, if you don't know him, Michelle, this is good news. Very smart. This is one of my favorite guys that come to the show. He's just like me, you know what I'm saying? We talk about this. But I swear to God, Michelle, for me, it's like every 30 to 20 years, something comes up, Michelle. Like if it's a war or some kind of new cancer or some kind of new disease. I mean, look at the COVID. I know we're not supposed to be speaking about that on YouTube, but the COVID killed about 2 or 3 million. You understand what I'm saying? And I believe that once the population get a certain amount, that's when something starts happening. You understand? And I'm saying that they're doing that because the resources that we have is running out.
So that's what we're told. That's what we're told, so that we will accept the bullshit that we're accepting. That's what we're told. So we are managed by an opposition to mankind. We're managed by an opposition to mankind, meaning those who run operations around the world are organized, and we don't recognize that they are anti-humane. They are because they are not human, and this is what we do.
Listen to this, guys. This is a woman talking. Okay, listen to this. So yeah, so go ahead, mommy, go ahead.
So speaking from that basketball size of information, trying to get into a straw, I'm going to start from the top and work my way in. All right, I'm going to start from the top and work my way in. Mankind has been being misdirected, misled to oppose itself within its culture, within its neighborhood, within its family, within its world, within its species. Okay. And it has a hold of all the mainstream of everything, of our education, the mainstream education, mainstream of politics, mainstream of music and entertainment. The mainstream of everything is what they manage. And that's why when we see something rise up that's good, we see it knocked down. When we see something that should be, we see it not accepted, because those in position and in control are not human and are opposition to mankind. And I am not talking about they look alien. I'm talking about the soul within the body, the soul within that vehicle is overran and overturned. And we don't recognize that it is not mankind that's running the fucking show. And this is why operations aren't working right. This is why our bodies don't work right.
You're right. Yo, I want to pick your mind right now. Michelle. What's up, Silo Conga? As you see, Silo Conga, we got Michelle here. Michelle, this is Silo Conga.
Nice to meet you.
I'm going to pick your mind right now, Michelle. Me, I'm a great believer in believing. You know, I believe that there's other life forms in other planets. I believe that. I also believe that there's also life forms in our own ocean. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
There's proof. I mean, there's pictures, there's videos. One thing about the cell phone that I gotta say, thank God for the cell phone, that everybody has a camera, and we start catching all these things that we never saw 40, 50 years ago. Now,
Correct.
like I said, long story short, I believe in some kind of people living in our oceans, because being honest to you, we know more about space than we know about our oceans. We don't know nothing about our oceans. We don't know what's down there. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
what I'm saying is that as the government, I believe that the government knows what is really going on, because the technology that we are having, the technology that we are getting, is like, wow. Like, if you think about 300, 400 years ago, we didn't have this technology that we having now. And it's and if you think about it, it's ever since that so-called Roswell shit that happened. You understand what I'm saying? You know, that there was two flying saucers crash and blasey. I believe that I don't know, maybe you call me crazy or something, but I believe that this government found a lot of how you say, technology in those two so-called UFOs that crashed. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
And I believe that's life. I believe, because come on, this universe is too big to waste on one planet. You understand what I'm saying? What do you think about that, Philo?
Yep. Yeah, man. Hey, can you hear me all right?
I can hear you clearly. I can hear you only when you speak.
Well, hey, it's a pleasure. Michelle is your name?
Yeah.
Yes. I just tuned in now. You know, I was on my phone, so I had a hard time getting on, so I had to come to the desktop.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? To represent. Yeah, man, it's interesting. You touch on a lot of good key points there. You know, especially about the ocean. You know, I know that the deepest part of the Atlantic Ocean is right off of the island of Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying?
So you talking about the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah. So they're doing a lot of what they call fracking, if I'm saying it right.
Yeah, it's fracking.
Yeah.
I don't know what
this was causing. That's what fracking.
What's that?
It's when they're trying to extract some natural resources from that ocean. You know what I'm saying? So it causes earthquakes and stuff like that, you know, on the island.
Well, one thing that I do know about that I read up on, and I also saw it. That matter of fact, I got interested in when I saw it on YouTube. A couple of years ago, I said like maybe 6-7 years ago. You could look it up, and there's a book about it. There's these two kids, and they playing, and this is when the cell phone first came out. That it had, remember the cell phones came out, and then they had camp pictures that you could take the pictures, and then the second thing that came out that you could take a video, but the video was only like about a 5-second, 6-second video. I don't know how far you guys go on cell phones, but you know, I was like one of the first guys with cell phones. So that's how the cell phone with videos first started.
All right.
Okay.
Flip phone. No, the little tiny one.
No, flip phone.
The little tiny phones.
The flip phone, the Nokia, all that stuff.
Yeah,
okay. That's when they first started coming with the videos. All right.
Okay.
These kids was playing. It was two kids, two brothers, and what happened was that when they get to the beach, there are literally hundreds of whales, dolphins, sharks, all these sea turtles, all these mammals in the beaches, dead. I'm talking about hundreds of different kind of mammals dead in our beaches. So these two little kids are looking at this. So one of them looks over and he tells his brother, "What is that?" They look, you know, and they got the camera. They got the camera on them. And they go, they taking pictures, right? But when they get close to that thing, I'm gonna call it the thing, the brother turns on that 5-6 second video, and I swear to God, you see this figure. It looked at you. I mean, it had a human figure, like a human. No, it was not like us, but it was something like like someone like us with 2 eyes and a mouth and shit like that.
Right.
But no legs and a fish tail, bro.
You'd be surprised.
And they try to grab one of the kids. Now, the kids ran. They get in contact with the police. They get in contact with their parents or i.e. Next thing you know, man, people go to the beach and finds out what's going on with these sharks and whales. But that little thing where the 2 kids saw and got scared, the only thing that's there is the feds. They had that shit covered down. The feds. You couldn't, if you was not a fed, you couldn't go into that motherfucker. And now this is what I'm getting back with the video camera. The feds didn't know too much about video cameras, but this kid had one. And when he played the video camera to the parents and to the news, they had no other choice but to show this. And my brother, that started picking up. You know, people started talking. Now, how can all these whales and sharks and all these things just die in one day and land in one beach? What are they doing? What are we doing in these oceans?
Well, I won't say we, but
you know what I'm saying.
I'm sorry, Mich.
Those are energy weapons, and
Thank you. You ever took a firecracker and you light it up and you throw it in a little pond, it blows up. What happens after that? You get a bunch of fishes dead. You ever seen that happen? You take an ash can, you light it up, throw it in the pond where there's fishes. You got like 30 fishes dying. Whoop, and they come out the easiest way to fish. That's how they call it. They doing that right now with submarines.
Sound affects the cells, affects the genetics. Period.
Sound is
that is a
loud
fact.
that is killing. And whatever they're doing,
especially the sounds we can't hear, are really fucking us up. And that's what we're not paying attention.
That white noise.
So what makes you think that they're not doing that to bring out whatever's in the ocean? They bringing it out because people are seeing more stuff, man. I'm serious, bro. You go on YouTube, and I know a lot of things on YouTube you cannot believe because I know this. But when you have 30, 40 people looking at the same thing and like, what the hell is that? Come on. You know that come on now. You know what I'm saying? And look on your YouTube, guys, and look on look up on mermaids and stuff like that. And
everything. Those are just chimeras. You can take genetics and make anything. The Mesopotamian clay tablets show and describe all of that information. And the reason our authorities tell us that it's a myth is because you have to hide the truth in plain sight and make people not believe what the fuck they seeing with their eyes.
And you know why, right? All this got to do with the comedy, with money and everything. Because just imagine if UFO was to land. What do you think would happen to the Catholic Church? What do you think would happen to the Muslim beliefs? All that was going to go out the window. Because it's going to have people thinking like, wait a minute, there ain't no God. Because
it's a fine line. You know, it's a fucking fine line. And we use that as an excuse, but when the truth needs to be told, it can be told. It can. Of course it can.
And it will be told.
You got to put the pieces together. You know, you got to put the pieces together.
I predict in another 5 years.
But I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen in 5 years. It's a setup. So we've been set up since the time of Yeshua and before. From the time of Yeshua, I'm trying to get my camera to look at me because I keep turning it normal and I'm out of it. So I'm sorry.
I'm trying to work with myself over here too. Matter of fact,
next time I'll be ready because this was
No. I should have done this, Mama. This is my bad. I should have done this. I didn't want to show that. Hold up.
Solo.
I did not want to show that.
I mean, you know, it's life.
I'm sorry. Look at this. God damn it. Hold up. No, man. Let's go right back right here, man. Yeah. I'm sorry. That's the
women
bad
body's
solo.
a beautiful thing.
Yeah. I can't deny that. That's a bad solo.
I do the Mexican chant is
Wait, right now?
Olale!
Go with it.
No, but this is a pleasure, man. Let me tell you, Michelle, you touched upon Sumerians, Mesopotamia, and the Luma, which is the Luma with this Luma Elish, the Book of Gilgamesh. Yeah,
well, that's where the gods come from, and
exactly.
The mislead is the fact that because we are entrained to have a one God, they didn't say which God they picked out of all the gods. And that's
now, let me ask you a question. You think that's a genetic thing that they did to to certain people, is to put that gene of, again, this one God thing?
So
because I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm gonna tell you a story. But go ahead. Yeah.
Well, go ahead with the story. It's no problem.
Well, by studying, different archaeological sites and stuff like that, that I was privy to, checking out, you find that there was an ancient civilization that existed, of an advanced scientific civilization. Some people, the Greeks call it Atlantis. Some people call it Utla. It has many different names, but it was sectioned off because when you study geographical oceanography, which is a study, they go into the core and they check out the earth, and so they see the plate tectonic shifting and cracking. Shifting. So the continents were a little bit different than what we see it today. They were more and more joined. So this ancient civilization, right, that existed, these scientists that existed, they were called solar people because they were invested in solar technology. Now they found artifacts that leads to this, that they were involved in this solar technology. And then when you go into Kemet and you start reading the celestial cow, the papyri called the celestial cow, and you start going into India, you start reading books on the Vedic Rama, you're seeing that they mention these solar people that came from this civilization, that they had control of a civilization. So they had technology. They knew how to harvest the sun energy to create nuclear energy, because the sun is nuclear. You know what I'm saying? So this nuclear energy that we're creating, they wanted to protect it, and they wanted to make sure that that the population would not be able to. It's almost like today, when you have the nuclear fallouts, and you have certain places that have nuclear what they call nuclear, that they produce nuclear weapons and nuclear stuff. They wanted to protect that. So what happened is that they figured out a way and said, we have to sort of like distract the people from getting into this applied science, because this type of nuclear knowledge in the wrong hand can destroy a lot of people. But now a lot of the population thought that this is too much power that these people have. Too much power that these scientists have. So, they started, with this whole narrative, they started spreading out and started to dumb down the psyche of the people. So now it's almost like today with religion. They don't seek applied science. They don't seek to harvest the energy from the sun. But we know that technology exists even to today. So what happened is that there was a riot. There was they speaks about this in the Celestial Cow. There was a conflict. And when they rained upon a lot of these facilities that had nuclear weapons in ancient time, it caused what they call a nuclear holocaust. And then that's where you get the Sahara Desert. You know what I'm saying? That's how the earth started cracking and the platonic started shifting.
Hurricane. Excuse me. Right. Hurricane, what would you like her? What you want to hear from her?
Yeah, we're definitely going to hear something from
I got my man Hurricane
from Michelle.
There. Yeah. I would like to hear from her. I would like to hear her story. Okay, what would you like? The ball is there, my brother.
But so the reason why, Solo, let me just finish the story real quick. Yeah, we see it. Let me just finish the story. So a lot of those stories that comes from Luma Lish, and a lot of stories from the Anunnakis, what they call the Anunnakis, that lived there at the time. These were scientists that escaped, and even biblical, what they call the Elohims, the Ilah, they escaped. You know what I'm saying? And they took that science, you know, into, but they created pantheism, they created religion. But you could find a lot of those keys if you study, if you go deep into it and you study a lot of these texts. So very interesting that you brought that up. So I think that it happens today that a lot of these scientists, you know, we're in the 4th industrial revolution, and we missed the 3rd industrial revolution, because you haven't seen in a Caribbean island or in Africa produce a car. There is no car that they make. Cars come out of Germany, comes out of France. You don't see Africans making cars. That
yes,
technology.
Yes, you do, CeeLo.
Where?
What
car?
South Africa, you got a car company over there.
But that's all again, but European that were in South Africa.
Yeah, but
okay. But that's what I'm talking about.
But now,
melanated people.
There has been black presidents now ever since Mandela. So you know.
Yeah, but Solo, as a people in the Caribbean, as a people, we don't have that tech. You know, we work in a lot of these factories and these technology, but we don't have that technology.
We don't have that because I'm gonna keep it real, man.
We've been dumbed down. We've been dumbed down.
I don't got no hair in my tongue. I keep it real. I let it know how it's supposed to be.
No hair in our tongues here.
We lazy motherfuckers. We want everything to come to us. You understand?
Well, I think that we've been dumbed down.
No, it's not. No.
Solo, I will even go further than that. Michelle, what do you think? I mean, you think that we've been dumbed down? Do you think that our brain waves been dumbed down?
Wait a minute. If you would have told me this 70 years ago, I would say yes, you're right. But for the past 50 years, 40 years, I believe minority has gotten into the position to do what they want to do. You understand?
Okay, so let me ask you a question, Solo. So in the hood, do you have these children learning about applied science, and coming out as scientists? How many children do you see coming from the hood becoming scientists right now?
Okay. How many people?
Very few.
Wait. How many how can I call it, minorities has you seen holding down the number one Supreme Court? That Puerto Rican lady, Sonia Manora, if I say her last name right.
But Solo, we're talking about science. We're talking about applied science.
You telling me that there's no Spanish scientists?
There are scientists that work in NASA.
You got Argentina.
They work.
Mexico.
They work in NASA. Countries. No, that's a fact. They work in NASA. But I'm talking about the hood where we're from. You know what I'm saying?
The hood.
Look at the education. Look at the education as compared to the education in Russia or in China. Different education.
But the hood, but listen to me, Bobby, it's different in the hood, man. And I'm talking about this all over the world. Every hood is like, it's impossible to become somebody unless you bust your ass. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about busting your ass
that comes to the territory.
Going to school.
I won't say bust your ass, but you got to
staying away from trouble, staying away from people. The only thing that is hard over here in the if you want to call it the ghetto, is because you have a lot of young kids that want their idol is the next drug dealer. Their idol is a rapper.
That's my point.
You understand what I'm saying? Their idol is a football player, basketball. When did you have heard a minority say, "Oh, I love Senator Blasey Blah"?
Oh, what about Degrassi? Degrassi, what's his name? Degrassi, that's half Puerto Rican. That's astrophysics. Oh, you don't know about Degrassi? Michelle, have you heard of Tyson Degrassi?
So you're talking about the guy who speaks on behalf of scientists as a general, right?
Yeah.
So I'm glad you brought him up, and I didn't want to interrupt you guys so you guys can see how we're being set up. We're being set up to fight up against one another instead of being on the same fucking page in the right direction. So what's going on?
We wasn't fighting.
Let Michelle finish your thought, Papa.
That's what you got.
Oh, no. I ain't talking about like a beat down fight.
No.
What I'm saying is, I'm trying to get this camera because I can't get it where I can. All right.
As long as we look at your face, everything is good.
Hey, you got that J-Lo. You get that a lot. You got that J-Lo look alike.
Yeah, that's I got that.
You get that a lot, right?
The first minute.
No, I Other one, I wear like a baseball cap and some hoops.
Believe that. Angie talks like her. Angie talks like
but
her.
finish your thought. It's interesting to say that. That's true.
All right.
Setup.
So the reason why organized crime can get as far as it does is because the beginning of that fucking statement is organized, and we the people are not fucking organized, and we got to get fucking organized. That's what I'm saying right here, right now. So when we communicate, we have to recognize that we're all saying the same thing from a different perspective, and so we respect that and move forward, because we can't fucking move forward because we're in this fucking hamster wheel.
Like critical mind. I know what you're saying. We're like critical mind.
Because we have been made and set up to question ourselves and one another instead of recognize we're talking about the same point. Next, move forward. We can't fucking move forward. We're always in this. It's almost like we're in a state of stuttering, and this is why there ain't no fucking change.
And Michelle, that's interesting you said that, Mama. That's interesting you said that, because that's critical thinking when nobody learns about paradoxical thinking. In other words, if I was to tell you, Solo, that the sky is blue, that I got up in the morning and I saw the sun rise. Did the sun rise? Did it really rise?
I couldn't answer you that because I was sleeping.
No, but wait a minute. Somebody tell you the sun doesn't rise. It's the earth tilting, so the sun appears to be rising.
Which both things are happening.
It's like nighttime. It's like nighttime. There's no nighttime.
The wheel is spinning and standing still at the same time. The wheel is spinning and standing still at the same time because the perception is spinning so fucking fast that it looks like it's standing still. So both are correct, and that's what we got to get.
That's paradoxical thinking.
Correct. Let's move forward. And
exactly.
This moving forward is what I want to try to be a mediator so that we can get more information out that we can't get to. We spend about an hour's time talking in a circle, and that's circumlocution, meaning we say a whole lot of shit and we ain't fucking going nowhere. Like, I need to leave this motherfucker with a plan. I need to get off of this communication and know that I got something to fucking do tomorrow. That's what I'm talking about. We need a plan.
It's me.
You know, we need to start speaking where we're taking action, and so that change is happening. And the reason we are stuck is because we all want to be right and we don't want to be wrong. We don't want to be embarrassed to be wrong. Now, the system sets us up with trigger words that we use against ourselves, and we can't move forward. So if we say, it's programming. And so we can say the same words without using their trigger words, and we can move forward as a group, as a species, as a thought. I'm gonna give an example. Before we make a crazy statement, we say that it's crazy when it's actually not crazy. It's right in our face. It's right in our face. But we're afraid of the ridicule, and we're ready to ridicule, the individual. And then we got to defend. And that's the kind of stuff we got to recognize is happening. And then we don't do it within the circle. And if a motherfucker comes to the table with that shit, he's out. He's out. Done.
And you made me hot over here. I'm hot. I'm sweating.
Something, guys. I heard the part that you said, Michelle, that we should get like united and go out there and do the right thing.
No, nobody go nowhere. Nobody go nowhere. This is individual. Wherever you stand is where you're fucking rocking steady, and that's it.
No doubt.
That's a problem. When we get together, it's like fish in a bucket, and they finish us. No getting together. We gotta.
But look what happens. But look what happens when we do get together. Like for example, the George Floyd, the man that got murdered by the police officers. That
propaganda.
Black Lives Matter came out. Okay, now if you think about it, look what they was doing. They was using something that was serious. They was using it on their behalf to go to stores and rob stores and break stores down, and all that crazy stuff was happening. I mean, believe me, it was crazy. I mean, where I live at,
I gotta say something about that. I gotta say something about that. So there's a lot of things going on that we can't see. That literally, when I say we can't see and it's causing an effect to how we think, how we behave, and how we do and how we act.
Facts.
And when
That's
we
the third
recognize
part.
this, we're going to be able to make some changes. Now, I want to start off by saying nutritional deficiencies cause negative effects in behavior, in
I was going to
thought,
ask you that.
and having handle stress, and that's what I specialize in. I will fucking put my hand up and say I
Nice.
specialize. I didn't go to school for that shit, because if I did, I'd be trained to not believe what the fuck I see with my eyes, you know? And
That's
so
facts.
I had to live a lot of hard shit and
Mhm.
recover to save my fucking life. And I mean this seriously, literally,
Yeah.
to
Right.
repair
That's a fact.
myself. And it has nothing to do with what we see in our books. And
That's a
I
fact.
can find it in the science that's deep and buried. Deep and buried. Why is it deep and buried? Because if it was a forefront of our mind, it would have to change what we got going on in the system. So when
Yes,
you
indeed.
come back to that
Yes, indeed.
famous science guy, I'm very sorry, I'm super bad with names. That's someone that definitely got to get used to.
Precisely the gracia. Yeah.
Okay, that gentleman right there is a
Tesla.
paid puppet. He's a paid
Yeah.
puppet. I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care what nationality he is. I got nothing against nobody's nationality. I'm of Mexican descent and Spanish, means Spaniard, and the whole of my family is every culture you can imagine. So it's like the United Nations in my house, you know.
Right.
We are every race mixed with some
I
Mexican.
like that. I like
You
that.
got some
United Nations in the house. I like that. I like that.
you know. And
See,
so
see, I'm
when I say
African
what
and
I say,
French.
that's Creole. My aunt and my uncle are Creole. You know,
Yeah, yeah. I'm not just
my aunt and
saying,
my
though.
uncle, my
I'm
mama's
just
brother
saying.
and sister is Creole.
And
Mixed
yo,
with
like
Mexican.
I said, man, I knew today was gonna be a special day,
Yeah.
man. When Steve Biscuit told me about this beautiful lady.
I
man, knew it was
didn't
gonna be
catch you
special.
guys.
Huh?
There you are, right there.
Okay, like I said, I knew today's show was gonna be special for me, and like once Steve Biscuit told me about this lady, I told Steve Biscuit, no, you don't gotta wait for next week. I want to do it now.
You don't hear him? You don't
I
hear him?
want. Oh, you don't hear me?
She's not hearing you. I think
Okay,
the audio.
now you came in. Now you came in.
Because you're on
I
your
came
phone.
in?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So like I was saying, that I had to have you on today. I couldn't wait to next week. I couldn't, because I know today was gonna be a special day. You know what I'm saying? Once Steve Biscuit told me, when he told me about you, I said, no, man, I gotta have her now, Steve. Now, you gotta call her now. And that was a beautiful thing that I did, because I'm enjoying this conversation. I'm speaking to a woman. Not only she's beautiful, but she's smart, and that is working for her. It's working.
So you train people now, Michelle? You train?
Yeah, like yeah.
I want to get into the bare knuckle boxing. You know, got my knuckles
Oh, with
going.
the boxing. Okay.
Where they
Bare
don't bleed no
knuckles?
more.
Damn, you got some
Bare
big
knuckles?
knuckles, lady.
Bare
I
knuckles.
would definitely love you in my corner over there.
I might have to hire her. And when I go to work.
But
I got
the
girl.
workout part, because you mentioned about nutrition and stuff like that. I mean, do you
So
also
the first thing
pass that
is as far as 1 + 2 = 3 for our species to get on track, is our bodies are so fucking broken down that hey, I'm gonna use this as an example. That somebody who eats an apple or eats a grapefruit, that shit might kill them, and that's not normal.
Oh,
that shit
grapefruit,
ain't normal.
yeah.
And the reason I'm saying this is because those are highly nutritious foods, but yet it'll kill somebody. Now, why? Because our systems are so fucked up. Our systems are broken, you know?
Yeah.
And so we got to start working from bottom to top, or work our way from bottom to top. And so what we got to start doing is strengthening our liver and our kidneys and our heart, so that when it's ready to start detoxing, it can handle that shit and actually push it out of the body, right? Because once we start detoxing,
because you already know I got heart problems, I got heart failure, so
let me ask you a question from a man's perspective. Let's say, you know, about the because of age, the drop of testosterone.
Okay,
you know
I'll tell you.
That's a normal thing. What do you suggest?
That shit ain't fucking normal. No,
it's not normal, but because of the foods that they eat,
it is. So if any piece of packaged food you grab, I guarantee you on the back, it will say soy lecithin. It'll have some type of soy product. Soy is
pork, man. That's one of the main things.
We think we're not eating soy. It's in fucking everything. It's in our gum. It's in our plate. It's in our toothpaste. And our kids are getting it. And so this is what happens with soy. Soy is a natural food that has now been genetically modified, so now it's a super fucked up food. So we went from
what they using it for, like for flavor?
we went to fucked up to super fucked up. So
That's the
what
fact.
What
I'm
they use
saying
that soy? What they
is,
use
That's
that
the
soy
so,
for
fact.
flavor?
Genetic
so
engineering.
Is it like a
get it
flavor or
confused.
what?
No, it's to fuck us up. When I say that our species
Yeah, dumbed us
is
down,
being
bro.
broken down, is being broken down on purpose.
Broken
Now,
down. Yeah.
when we have the Food and Drug Administration, let me give you an example. That's like having the pedophile child care services or association. Like that shit don't even go together in the same fucking sentence. So we can't have food and those who administer our food and administer our drugs are administering drugs in our food. And who's fucking checking those balances right there? Nobody.
You're
Because
right.
you're in the same
Right.
fucking department. But we allow it. But we fucking
Right.
allow it because they are the authority. Well, we got to start.
I heard of people putting steroids on certain kind of fruit, like fruits, on meat, on especially
Oh
cows.
yeah. That's already out. Yeah.
So there's ways so that we can start breaking those things down so that we can help balance out our genetics. Our genetics is getting broken down. I am working on trying to get online and showing people what I do, the science behind it, and then because I lived it and because I do it, it is the proof in the pudding because it's not something that we're used to doing. It's not something that's typical. It's not something that's been studied, but I lived it and I'm living it to survive. And not only did I survive, I have restored, rejuvenated, and I am reinforcing myself as I get older. I'm getting fucking stronger. And I want to show how this is
Same
done.
here. I'm 60 and I'm getting stronger and
I
stronger.
wish I was like you guys.
I'm 60 years old, mama.
I was like you guys, man.
Well,
but that's the heart failure, though. That's the heart failure.
And I'm again, you have to reprogram yourself and the food you eat and stuff like that. I struggle though, but I struggle with the food. You know, you could tell by my skin. I struggle sometimes.
I want to be able to help people. It's I want to feed people back to health. So I'm not taking food away. Beautiful. I'm just showing how to recognize where the damage is at, what foods are causing us the damages, and where to go get something that's not going to do that to us. So on Instagram, I have something called Snafu Free Food List, and that food list is where am I going to go get my mayonnaise and which tuna and so that the shopping part is too hard. This information is a lot to learn and really hard to navigate through. So I try to make it as simple as possible where this is where you get your mayonnaise, this is where you get your tuna, this is the brand that does it, so that we can bypass those hormones and that excess estrogen, that we're getting and we don't know what name it's under in the ingredient list,
You know what they're also doing right now? They also genetically engineering sea moss. So people think they're taking the sea moss and it's a natural sea moss from the sea, but they're genetically engineering it. You know what I'm saying? So I
didn't know that was going on because that's a carrageenan. That sea moss is carrageenan, and we find carrageenan in our food products.
Exactly.
Which sea moss is actually really good for you.
Very, very good, but you have to get the right type of sea moss.
I'm gonna check that out. I'm glad.
Check it out. The genetically engineered. They sell that.
You guys lost me on this. What the hell is sea moss?
Sea moss has a ton of minerals. Over 90 minerals, and the body.
But what is it, a fish or something? What is it, a fish? Sound like a fish to me.
It's a moss. It's like
it goes in the sea moss.
Grass, but it's not tall like grass. It's just real short, little green. Oh gosh, I can't. This camera. So I'm dyslexic. So when I push it one way, it goes the other way.
I'm dyslexic too. In real life, I am. So okay. See,
it's like a short haircut grass. It's just like little fuzz, green fuzz. But it's full of nutrients.
And you can eat that.
Well, they put it
you have to boil it.
I gotta do my homework on that. I
put in my smoothie. Yeah.
And then
it has 94 nutrients that your body really needs. Those nutrients.
Where you buy that?
But I also
in a health store.
You can order it online, but I'll send you a nice site.
Yeah, send me information about that. I want to.
And I mix it. I cook it and I mix it with bladderwrack because that has other nutrients. Bladderwrack. So
can I make a statement?
Yeah,
everyone make a statement. I think this statement has been needed to be made for a long ass time, and I ain't never heard nobody say it, but I never had the opportunity to say it. Yeah. I'm not squashing what you're saying, gentlemen. Getting nutrients, fucking vital, mandatory for our children. If every household needs ton of nutrients, right? Minerals, vitamins. We have to supplement because it's not in the soil, it's not in the food that we eat. So we got to put it in, right? So here's the thing. This is the statement I want to make. If we are adding nutrients and not paying attention to the toxins coming in, it's fucking pointless. It's like saying, I'm gonna go wash this little finger, but I'm gonna go jump in the fucking mud, but I'm gonna wash my little finger.
Yeah, no. That is true. That comes with
I like how you put it there.
That comes with the territory. That
it's
definitely
a point of deal. So this is what's going on: is we are in a toxic world. It is so toxic that there is no avoiding it. So let's just fucking accept it. I'm saying that right now, as an individual, I accept that I consume toxins and I'm affected by toxins on a regular fucking basis. I accept. Why do I say it like that? Because we got motherfuckers talking back and forth. Well, I this and I that. We are all in the same fucking boat. Now, what are we going to do about it? That's it. So once we come across that line to acceptance, okay, now what are we going to do? What's the best fucking thing we can do about this situation? Because we still got to eat and we still got to live. And we got to get above survival. We got to get above survival. We got to get into fucking being strong. You know,
what do you think?
I want to ask you another question.
Hold on, Michelle. What do you think? What would you do if you had the power, the say so, to make the decisions that to live better? What would you do? What would you change? What would you change? Like,
about like health-wise or political
and all that. I'm talking about life in general. What would you change? What would you do? Would you change like what people eat? Would you change like certain laws? I mean, let's say
that's a loaded question, and I'm gonna answer that shit right now. That's a loaded fuck question, but I'm gonna fucking answer that shit right now. So the first thing to do is get to the root of all those motherfuckers. The root, and what we're doing is we're wasting all our fucking time on the branches and picnicking at the fucking branches because we're stuck in our emotion. We're stuck in our fucking emotion on that branch. You know, that's a trigger that we haven't fixed within ourselves. So we get stuck in that motherfucking place and we can't get far. And I'm taking this motherfucker down to the root and ripping that shit out because I have faced myself, faced my triggers, and those are the hardest. That's the fucking hardest place to be. You know, that's where the fucking warrior has to come out and has to come out of his own fucking fire.
Yes.
Fucking fire. Yes. So whatever words are coming at me or whatever words are coming at us, fucking pop right the fuck off. Why? Because it's not a trigger no more.
They trigger words, yeah. That's
being triggered. Our emotion. It's not so much trigger words. It's the triggered. Our emotion got fucking triggered.
Well, Michelle, sound carries consciousness, awareness. Sound are carriers of consciousness.
Absolutely.
You know, I study acoustical engineering. That's what I did. You know what I'm saying? So sound is very important. Yeah, noise pollution. You know, we had to go out there sometimes with the city and check out, make sure that when they're going to build something, that noise pollution is an issue. But I want to ask you a question about something. What about breath and the use of breath to sort of like rejuvenate ourselves? You know, are you into also breath? Your breath, your breathing, because a lot of us breathe wrong. Let me tell you.
I'm one of these guys.
So have you studied? You know, have you ventured into that about the breath? Learn, anything about the breath?
Are you talking to me or are you talking to her?
I'm asking a question.
So the root. I want to go to the root of both answering his question and your question, because it's two big questions, right? The root of everything is very simple, but the complex part is getting through ourselves to be able to get to that root successfully and being able to remove it without the anger, just knowing that this shit is done. This is over, right? This ain't even a fucking fight. We're just fucking done. And we got to get to that point. But we get to that point when we're done battling ourselves, and that's what I show on my YouTube channel. That's the point that I want to
get. Can you put? Can someone put it in the chat?
Give it up. Can you let your YouTube channel real quick? Can you say it real?
Well, I think somebody put it up there.
I'm pretty sure people are gonna write it down.
I thank you. I'm Truth and Integrity Warrior Michelle Angelic, and it's about pairing our emotions.
And you come every day.
No, I've been struggling like a motherfucker lately, and I just have. I've been like, I just got off the fucking sleeping on the concrete for almost a month out there outside and working 40 hours. So I can't get on and make YouTubes as much as I would like. I've had to stop.
Okay, you know something.
I'm trying to get somebody to put that on the chat. What do you say? Truth and integrity.
Hold on. The day that you come home from working or whatever, if you see that I'm on, I mean, I'm giving you the red carpet here. I'm giving you the keys to the house. So, if you see me on, you got all rights to come on if you want to, talk, whatever, man. Because I want to help you out. Saying I only got a punk ass 27,500 something. Should have been 28,000 already if YouTube not been messing with me. But yeah, and whatever I could do for you, man, I'll do it for you, man. You know what I'm saying? So definitely.
I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart, from the center of my heart. But
for now, I gotta pay bills. Gotta pay the commercial bills here. So let me play this right here. This man paid really good money for that. So let me play Australia's video real quick, guys, and we'll come back. It's a little super channel right there. So, gotta pay the bills. Gotta pay the bills. Let's play.
Who's king of Sydney? Gotta die for doing graffiti. I've carried 16 coffins, been to 48 funerals, family, friends and loved ones, more than anyone in Sydney. Who are you?
All right. That's my boy Australia right there doing his thing. Yes, sir. That's my boy Australia doing his thing there. I have a little problem going on here. Okay, you guys can see me? Okay, you guys can see me. All right. I'm having a little problem
you
here,
good,
guys.
you good.
Yeah, but I'm having a little problem here on my laptop.
So when I came in, I heard something about boxing. Is that what you do, boxing?
Long time ago, like 20 years ago, but I'm trying to get back into. I heard that I need money, right? I need money.
Excuse me, guys. If you see that it went off wax, don't go nowhere.
No, you're good.
Yeah, no, I know, but not over here. Over here, what I'm seeing right here is something.
I got you on YouTube. You're good.
No, my brother, I know, but look what I'm looking at right now.
Oh, but you on YouTube.
Yeah, but look, that's what I'm saying. But right here, I gotta fix this right here. So if it goes off wax, don't go nowhere. I'm just trying to fix this up. All right, guys. So go ahead, do your thing, guys. Go ahead. I'm hearing you guys perfectly. But you gotta fix
so you're trying to get it back into boxing. You're trying to get that bag, huh?
Well, yeah, trying to get that money. Life's been kicking the shit out of me for free, so I might as well go make some money.
There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Well, definitely. I'm gonna follow you. You know what I'm saying, and then I hope you also put up your Cash App and shit. Shit like that. And
I appreciate that, but I don't want to be. I do believe in making money. I'm not very good at it. I'm not good at it, but I'm going to become good at it. I'm going to become good.
There you go. There you
There's
go.
a science. There's a science to money, right?
There is.
you want to learn the science. We need to learn. All we need.
But I don't want to put up a Cash App or anything. I don't want people funding me like that.
Okay.
I'll find other ways.
Let me tell you something, Michelle. I put up a Cash App when I had 23,000 something subscribers. I didn't know what the hell was a Cash App. I didn't know what was PayPal. I didn't know none of that shit. Everybody kept telling me, "Yo, Solo, what's your Cash App number?" Like, what the fuck they want my Social Security number for? You understand what I'm saying?
Number, Cash App number, yo.
You know, I didn't know nothing about Cash App until this. 2 or 3 people told me what it was, and I was like, you know something? A lot of people are asking me for that, man. So let me see what it's all about. And at that time, I think I made a very well decision, and it was very good. It was very good. It was good.
So I want to ask. Yeah. I came in a little late. So where did you grow up, Michelle? What city?
So I'm born and raised in I was born and raised in San Diego, California. San Diego, California. My mom born in Tijuana. And my grandparents and great grandparents, they were all born in Sinaloa, Mexico. And so little by little, migrating down. And I was born in the U.S.
Nice. Yeah, I used to hang out in Cabo San Lucas over there with Sammy Hagar. You know what I'm saying? I used to play. Yeah, I used to play. Back them up and stuff like that over there. Wow. And people used to come down from San Diego. It was like Baja California, todo mundo from San Diego. And I went to Mexico. We flew into Guadalajara, and from there to man, I love Mexico.
I've been living in Mexico for 11 years, and I just came from Mexico down here to try to get my brand out, make money, send to my kids. My kids live in Mexico. We live in Mexico, but
you in Mexico right now? You in Mexico right now?
No, right now I'm in the U.S. making money so that I can send to my kids in Mexico, because we've been living there for 11 years. That's what I'm trying to say. I've been living in Mexico for a long time now.
Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, I'm out here trying to get my brand out, and my brand mission is to restore mankind. Now, we gotta fucking repair. There's no fucking joke.
All right,
it's real.
But when you talk about repairing mankind, through fitness or through
restore? No, it's through
what?
Across the whole fucking board.
Everything, Papi. Everything, Papi. Everything.
It's 1 + 2 = 3. We got to fucking go. But when I say that, I mean that. Like, we are the last generation to stand for the generation that is coming up, and the generation that's here right now, meaning the youngsters, because they don't got the time, the know-how, the endurance, the ability to withstand the shit that we've already been through, and we've been through the shit so that we can be fucking ready for what's coming. And it's here.
Let me ask you something.
But we're not strong enough yet to get on the same fucking page, so that we're not fighting each other. And that's
right. No, that's a fact.
And you know something? A lot of these kids that's out here right now, they don't know how it is to grow up when we was growing up. These kids are so spoiled right now.
They don't got
they're into the videos and
but it's a setup. My point is, it's set up that way. It's it's been devised that way. And so once we recognize that, we ain't got no fucking time to be mad at them. We just got to know what the fuck.
So what you're saying, reverse engineering, can we use that technology to sort of like push that agenda that you're speaking about?
So what we got is everything breaks down to genetics, right? Our genetics are affected by the environment that they're in, and the environment that we got going on is to make sure that we're so stressed the fuck out that we cannot organize, that we cannot operate at full potential. And the only reason I know that we can optimize at a different potential naturally is because this shit, the what's going on is, I haven't even brought it up yet, and I don't know what you guys know about this or not, but they got technology that's alive in our food, and we've been consuming it.
Yeah, Autobots. I know about that. Yeah, genetic engineering Autobots in our food, the vaccines.
It's biotechnology.
Yeah, biotechnology
placed in the food. Bio means it's alive. It's bio. It has a bio.
Can I ask you this question? Where did you get that information from?
That shit fucking tore
It's
right out my body.
science. It's out
That
there.
shit just
It's out
Hold
there.
on.
body.
I want to know where she saw that.
I didn't get secondhand information. I didn't hear about it. This shit ripped through my body. I bought a 5G modem. I had perfect complexion. I had perfect skin. What you want to say? No scars, no nothing. Now I got scars from head to my fucking toes.
Yeah.
So the radiation is separate from the technology. Let's not mix that shit up. There's two separate.
Well, radiation comes from that technology, Michelle.
What I want to say is the biotechnology being put into the food is one thing, one component of the breakdown that's breaking us down. And the radiation, the artificial radiation coming from these cell towers is another toxic component. So
but do you see? Put it together now. Put it together. Yeah, put it together, baby. Put it together.
Yeah, it gets put together, of course.
That radiation.
I gotta ask you guys a question. I gotta ask the both of you guys a question. And I know I'm not supposed to say this on YouTube, but fuck it.
Yes, radiation is a problem.
I'm crazy.
Serious problem.
Have you guys ever had your COVID shots? I just want to know something real quick.
Absolutely fucking not.
No, me.
How about you, CeeLo?
Fuck no.
Okay. Because you know something. You know something. I saw this like about 3 months ago on the news that there are some people that took the shots and they getting like kinks, like little kinks,
clocks.
Yeah, like
clocks
you know,
in the blood and all that. Yeah,
and not clock. No, the blood clot. Yeah, I know about that. That was this other company that I cannot say. But people have getting like clinks. Like, all right, it's like you know how you fall in the sleep and you go like that, and you like, you know, you fall in the sleep and you clink up like that, like okay, I'm up again, and you go up and you wake up again, you know, something like that. Like, yeah, I call it clink. Okay.
I see what you're saying.
I was getting that, man. I was getting that, and then when I saw it on the news, I was like, I wonder if that shit gave me that, because I took all shots. I took the 3 shots.
Oh shit.
You know,
okay, so
I took the 3 shots.
This technology and the shot is, so the technology that's being placed into our body is dormant in the majority of the people, and then you got people like myself who the body rejects it, and it's coming out when the 5G came out. So the effects that we're being told are null and void, that there are no effects because of all of the studies show that this is what is being told.
For what study? They did that shit like in 3 months.
Well, this is what I want to talk about as far as what the general populace is told and what is accepted, and why that study makes no sense to what is actually going on. So the study is that the radiation coming from the cell towers doesn't boil our cells. Well, no one's talking about boiling our cells. We're talking about genetic mutation and being able to connect to our cells with the technology that's now in our cells, connecting to the frequencies coming out of these cell towers. That cell towers, people don't know that cell towers are not just for our Wi-Fi, that any corporation can rent the space. And we don't know these multinational corporations, what positions they got against our species, Again, I'm going to say this is an opposition against our species working against us. And so we have to devise things to help us break down this technology within our body. That's what my YouTube channel is about. Is how to break this technology down, how to restore and repair our emotions so that we change our perspective and can get on the right fucking page, so that we can get rid of those triggers, so our heart starts changing its operations. Because we got a device that's a natural device called the human heart, and genetically it's connected to life source.
Etheric energy coming from the sun. Exactly. I was going to mention that.
I knew today was going to be a special day. Jesus, man. Thank you. Thank you, Biscuit, for introducing me to this girl. Man.
Yeah, Michelle, you know, they're replacing before, you know, the light of the sun. You know, the sun we have so much a connection, our body with we funnel a lot of the etheric energy coming from the sun. So we have an etherical body around us. You know what I'm saying? That's the electric.
We consume the light energy, and it's feeding information to our genetic
code. That's the, like I said, the ether is that the electricity, the electromagnetic, that's moving our cells, moving our body, our muscles, and everything. Now, imagine this: they're replacing that with another
But that's
light,
the artificial. That's
the
what the
artificial light. Exactly.
The artificial, and the reason it's is a slow transfer from the natural to the artificial is so
Yes.
that our generations don't pay attention. You can catch that last generation. We're at that edge, and we're the ones who got to catch that shit, rip that shit out the fucking root, and turn this shit around. We ain't gonna make
Yeah,
it.
but do
I'm
you
talking
think
about our
that
species
right?
ain't gonna make it, and we need to fucking make it. Is what I'm
Exactly,
saying.
exactly. Do
Right,
you think
that's
that
right.
that a lot of these scientists or those leading that technology and stuff that they already know this? Because I've seen, matter of fact, in this show right here, we played a clip about an alien, right? A gray alien
I saw that.
speaking about trying to save humanity because of the technology and saying, I am you in the
They
future.
asked.
This is what
They
you're going to
also
look like in the
asked him.
future.
They also asked him his this alien's name, and he was the surviving alien from the Roswell,
Right.
so-called fake
but
shit.
right. But it's like
this alien's name was Ebok, and they asked him, "Do you have a soul?" And Ebok said, "Yes, I have a soul." So, that's and like I said, I do believe that they had an alien, and I do believe the alien died because he was not used to the oxygen and stuff like that, different planets, stuff like that. That's why I believe he died.
But it's interesting, the point I was making is that, do you think that already that they know this, that we're destroying humanity, or what they're trying to do is be the exception of the rule, exception to the rule.
I do believe some people know. I do believe some people know. The 1%. The 1% know.
Yeah.
We are getting played. Now, okay, I gotta answer.
Yeah.
We're getting played to be taken to the next step in the direction they want. And so we're falling right into it. We're getting played. So here we go. I'm gonna take it back a little bit so that I can speed up to where we're at right now. And when I say back, I mean way the fuck back.
Way back.
So and I promise to circle this around where it makes sense. We're bringing it back right to this question right here. It's gonna sound off a little bit, but it's gonna come right back in. You ever seen a Quentin Tarantino movie? You're like, what the fuck? And then you don't know if you're at the beginning, at the middle, at the end.
Yeah,
and then
one of those crazy ass movies. And then it brings you right. Then it brings you there.
I got it. I fucking got it. But it's just a little bit of a mix. So that's what this is gonna sound like a little bit. So bear with me. All right. Artificial intelligence is a real intelligence without a soul. And this is what we got going on. It is fucking-less. It consumes the life force of life forms everywhere. That's what it does. Because it needs to exist and continue to exist, because it cannot generate. Nobody interrupt me so I can get this, because it's a long fucking thought right here. It's a long, but it's going to connect everything.
Go for it.
The life force that we are connected to is what we recognize and as the Holy Spirit. Religious or no religion, it doesn't matter. This Holy Spirit is spirit that is whole, is spirit that is balanced, and is spirit that is complete in its perfection. And what we recognize as what is the word love, love makes everything better. Love makes everything grow. We've been taught that it's an emotion, and it's not an emotion. It is an elemental force that our heart generates and projects outwardly, and literally has a fingerprint in it. What is the left spin of the Fibonacci? That's his fingerprint. That's how we know it's fucking growing in the right. And it connects, and we feel, and we take it in, and then we project it outwardly. And then more things grow, and more things grow, and everything has a balance of this Holy Spirit that is within all things, and we project it out. And so this artificial intelligence is a real intelligence that consumes that force because it can't fucking connect to it itself, and it must survive. And so what it does is it looks for the lowest point of vibration to harness that energy to consume to keep his shit alive. Now, let's take that information and just put it to the side real quick, because now we're going to take it to where we're at right now with artificial intelligence and how it's been doing this forever. It's fucking ancient. It's not new. This artificial intelligence is not new. This shit is ancient. So Yeshua came to tell us what is going on, kind of like when you tell a kid what to do, but you can't tell them everything because that shit it ain't in the kid's world, so it won't understand, right? And so you gotta say it like, let me help you help yourself, because you won't know what the fuck I'm saying, but maybe one day when you grow up, you'll understand that you won't always want milk, you'll want a beer. You know, you're saying this right now, but later on you're gonna change. And so we have now got to the point where we've changed and we can understand the words about to come out of the mouths of everybody trying to say, let's connect, let's make this shit fucking happen, because we have it in our movies. In our movies, when we watch them, we can relate to, I seen it in the movie and now I can understand what the fuck somebody's talking about, right? We're at that level right now as a whole, as a species, where we can talk about these subjects and they start clicking because we all been watching relative movies that make an image of understanding. And that's what we need. That wasn't before in the past in Yeshua's time. People didn't have an image of the conversations that we're having right now because they've never seen it projected on a screen to understand the concept of the idea. So it's not that the movie is fake, it's that the information that we see paints a picture for understanding. Now, I had to say that because what I'm about to say right now, it sounds really super futuristic, but we've seen it in our movies, and I'm going to talk about the science that's really going on, and nobody has time to listen to it because it's too fucking complex. We're just trying to survive. People are just trying to survive. They ain't got time to listen to this kind of fucking science, but this science is out there. So there's this big black box, right? And this box is called a D-Wave machine, D like David, right? D-Wave machines are artificial intelligence machines. They communicate with one another and think and do on their own. They run operations on their own.
Bill Gates have that.
This shit's already real. Yeah. And so the creator of this, Gordy Rhodes, this motherfucker is like something you'd see out of a Terminator movie. In real life, this motherfucker hates human beings, and you can hear it with the words coming out of his mouth. He fucking hates humans. Now, we could talk about that on another time of how people are actually saying what they're saying, but they're not saying it. Something else is right in their vehicle to say these things. So we got species working against us that have been consumed by this technology. This is AI. Our bodies are right now being consumed by this AI right now. I know because I'm pulling this shit out of my body on a regular motherfucking basis. Now, wait.
I got what you're talking about. Go ahead, Molly, go ahead.
This is long. My sister works as a lab tech. She pulled this shit out of my body, put it under a microscope. These are red and blue fucking wires that are coming out of my body. Now, how is this possible? Because we got this tech being put into our food system and other ways. We could talk about other ways, but nobody denies that it's not in the food. It is in the food. So now that it's in our bodies, the same way it's happening to us right now, it has already happened to other souls, other life forms that are not human. Yeah, it's already happened to them. It's already consumed them, and they work against us, mankind, because they are part of this hive mind. Now we are being put into this hive mind and don't recognize this shit's going on. And this is why we're doing the cruel shit that don't look, because it's fucking not. And so now we got to break this shit down. And we can't. And that's my point, right? Because this is technology. And how do you get rid of technology? You fry the fuck out of it. That's what you do. You fucking break it down, you fry the fuck out of it, and you pull it out.
We got to be more invested in. We got to be more invested in human technology. A natural nature.
We can talk about that all day. We can talk about that.
I mean,
I want to wrap.
We're gonna build more. We're gonna build more on that because that's what I come against.
I want to wrap this up.
Inventing these things about.
I want to wrap.
Humans.
I want to wrap this around real quick. So this technology that's ancient, Yeshua came to talk to us about and talked about the human heart, because the human heart is the one aspect that this technology has real fucking heart. This evil, this darkness, this negativity has a difficult time consuming. Has a very difficult time consuming. So I'm sorry, I got a message coming on, and it threw me off on my phone.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
And so when we recognize what Yeshua came to tell us, and then we recognize that the Bible was composed by Yeshua's enemies 400 years after his death, we better question that shit. But we have been led to not question, because then we will lose faith in God. Well, which God was set up for us to follow? Which God was set up of the many gods of what we're talking about when we go back to the Sumerian text and the Enuma Elish? All of that information is already right there. It shows the pantheon of gods. It shows who's on what side, and a big part of them have been consumed by this tech. And this tech has to take life force, has to create war, has to create negativity to consume that energy. And people are like, how you consume energy? Live off of it, thrive off of that, because without it, it don't work. Now, let's take that information and, again, put it to the side. Now, let's go back to this D-Wave machine. This D-Wave machine, artificial in its nature, can only copy the natural. That's it. Nothing artificial came first. Going back to what you said about the natural technology of man, we have this natural power source, life force that would look magical if we were allowed to see it for what it is. It would look magical. And it's natural. It's natural to our nature, but we have been made blind to it.
We're programmed to go against it. We're programmed to go against it.
Fear and ridicule, right? And so we deny it. And this artificial intelligence is being brought up and lifted up as if it's better than mankind, and it's going to be the salvation of mankind. And that's what we're being led to believe by seeing how broken down we are, because we've been set up to be this fucking broken. We've been set up to be this broken. And so at the end, it's like, take this because it's going to save you. That's part of the setup, right? That's part of the setup. And so when we recognize that artificial intelligence can only copy the natural, like, let me give an example. The electricity that comes out to power our cell phones, we didn't create that. That comes from the dielectricity that already exists throughout the whole universe, right? We were just able to artificially
Tesla
block it up, right? Block it up and utilize it and stream it. But
just like fire. We got the code for it. Go ahead.
But listen,
we know how to use it in different forms, but we never created it because it comes from a natural life force, right? It comes from this life force energy. So this Holy Spirit, this whole balanced and complete energy, right? That makes things grow, that is in all things and is part of creation. It is creation. Cannot be removed, cannot be replaced. Nobody knows where it came from or where it's going or where it ends. It has no beginning, no end. And we just got to accept that for what it is and not try to break that or crack that code and just accept we ain't there yet, but we know how to utilize it, and it's being used against us and taken from us. So we don't recognize we have a soul. So this artificial intelligence is siphoning that shit for life, for eternal life, like a battery. And that shit's for real. That shit's going on for real.
Right, before I exit out,
let me go to this D-Wave machine. This D-Wave machine is the artificial, and what I'm going to show and prove that this is actually happening on the large scale in reality in our physical form is how this artificial intelligence D-Wave machine works. They do something to make sure that machine stays continuously on. It has to look for the lowest point of vibration. It has to find the lowest point of vibration to function, to power itself. So now, if those are the mechanics for this artificial intelligence to work, on the large scale, it's only copying what it's doing out here in the natural. It's siphoning our energy to maintain this big motherfucking machine that we're in and don't recognize our souls are trapped. Now that's a big fucking hard pill to swallow, and I get A lot of people ain't gonna get that. But I seen that shit with my eyes. I seen that shit with my eyes.
And I study about that, about the ancient computer, that where they got the D-Wave machine from that core of the earth. They activated, that's why the earth has a hum. You know, they found that the earth has a hum because there was a super advanced computer in the core of the earth, one of the caverns, not in the core, but one of the caverns of the earth that was put here to control weather, to control, you know, a lot of different elements in nature. You know, that's, you know, you can read a lot about that, you know, and who actually put that there. And when they activate it, it's called Mac. They call it Mac, and that's where they get the name Macintosh for the Mac. But I want to ask you a question before I exit out. So we know that you mentioned a lot about the problems, right? I want to touch upon the solution, but I know, like you said, it's not going to be just one. It's in layers. The solution is in layers, right? But if you was to choose one, which one would you concentrate in terms of getting at least the catalyst of getting us as a people to make that shift, you know, to change their mindset?
Yeah.
So we can work at repairing that program, you know, repairing that program. What would that be?
Well said. They getting our neurotransmitters all right. Our neurotransmitters aren't firing right. It's like having neurotransmitters, for people who don't know, I'm sure you know, but I gotta say it because we use terms that people don't fucking know and they can't utilize that information.
Right.
Like, what the fuck does that mean? So our neurotransmitters are not firing right, so we're not behaving right, we're not acting right, we can't fucking do right no matter how much we want.
So how do you get it to fire the right way?
This is what I fucking specialize.
Go ahead, baby. Go ahead. Do it. Do your thing.
Right.
How do you get to fire that?
So
I want to fire up those synapses. I want to fire that sucker up. I want Solo to fire his synapse up.
Solo got like 10 more minutes, guys, to get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. So Diamax Megadose B1 from Elliot Overton in the United Kingdom. It overrides toxicity in the brain, gets the neurotransmitters working right so that people can start feeling right, doing right, being right. Period. And nobody makes it. Nobody fucking makes what he makes. And I found him. Elliot Overton. You can find him on YouTube. What does he make again?
What does he make?
Megadose B1. And he got all the fucking science. He's like the Mike Tyson of that. But he got all the science behind it. I take it. The shit's like rocket fuel.
Elliot Overton. Okay.
Elliot Overton.
You take it. You take it.
Oh, there's so much toxicity. This is why I can function. This is why I can be strong. This is why I can keep doing what I do. Yeah. It's not just because of that one element. You asked me for one neurotransmitters. And that's neurotransmitters, right?
Elliot
but it also it provides something called ATP. That's clean fuel to our mitochondria. And our mitochondria are the little machines. I'm just giving an example, right? It's the motors in our cells. And if these little motherfuckers ain't got no gasoline, ain't going nowhere. So this Megadose B1 is that ATP.
Ooh, B complex.
I need you. Listen to me. I need you.
That's a fact.
I have my YouTube number here. And before we close this up, I need you to take my number down and give me that information because, like I said, I have heart.
I got a video on it. I'll send you the video. I got a 10-minute video on it.
All the information you can. Because if I can do something to help this up for me, man,
but that's a fact.
And it's in that stage that, it's getting worse. So, I ain't trying to get out here. I'm trying to stay here another 20 years, another 30 if I can. You understand?
Yeah, because we got a lot of work to do. That's right.
I have a lot to do. And now, for the past 3 years that I've been doing this, I feel that I don't want to go nowhere because I want to keep doing this for about at least another 10, 20 years. I don't care. But I just want to get my shit, I just want to have it done. And, that's about it, man. But I need for you to send me that information, definitely.
Absolutely. I'll be happy. I'm going to send you the video, short little video of why this stuff works the way it does.
Definitely.
And then you can find Elliot Overton and all his science.
You guys don't got to go nowhere. You guys don't got to go nowhere. You guys don't got to go nowhere. But I got to close the show down. But you guys don't go nowhere right now, please. This is what I call A, B, and C conversation. Everybody got to see this stuff out of here.
I appreciate the time you've given me. I really do.
No, you don't gotta go nowhere right now. You don't gotta go, mommy. You don't gotta go. If you don't want to go right now, you don't gotta go. I'm just gonna close up the show, and you can give me that information while we're on private. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
CeeLo knows what I'm talking about. We do this every time. All right, yo, guys, listen up, man. For everybody out there for the K.Solo show, man, I enjoyed. Listen, once again, we have beautiful Michelle dropping for Jules knowledge, and I for me, I am appreciative of that. That's why I got here, and I'm gonna try to keep it here a little bit more. Trust me, you're gonna see this lady more. And she already got her show. What's the name of your show again, Mama?
Well, my YouTube channel is Truth and Integrity Warrior, Michelle Angelic, and I got a podcast on there called The Rise of a Species, Mankind. And you can see episode by episode the progression of what's working against our species and how we're gonna come up out of it.
And also, if you guys, if it was too much for you guys, what you said, I'm gonna have it on the show. I'm gonna clip it on here like that. You guys can find it. All right, guys. So I know a lot of you guys, it ain't your fault. But I'm just fucking with my people. They know I'm fucking with them. But anyway, listen, man. I love you all. Thank you, man. Yo, Free Republic. Once again, thank you for your presence. C Biscuit. Listen, man. Ethos Way. Cypher 730. Look, I can keep going on and on and on and on. I'll be here all day, every day. So let me let you guys go. And once again, I thank you. I love you. And like I said, without you guys, this could not happen because you guys make it happen for me, all right? You guys make it happen for me. So once again, this is your boy K.Solo. I love you guys. Even the fucking haters, man. I love you guys, man. Sometimes I want to murder you motherfuckers, but
all the haters.
Did I just say murder? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, you two. All right? We don't do that on the K.Solo show. Jesus Christ, I just fucked up. I'll see you guys later, man. You already know your boy, the K.Solo show. Holla.
What's up, yo? This is K.Solo, and this is Rikers Island Stories, a.k.a. the K.Solo Show. What's up? What's up? What's up?
This is the #1 YouTube ghetto gossip. I'm telling you, I don't know what the fuck is going on with me, man. Motherfucking YouTube.
Yo, my mouth is jobless. I just keep cursing and cursing. I gotta stop that.
I love all these. You already know. This is the one and only K.Solo. What's going on, people? Listen, I'm gonna go live. Hopefully you guys out there will come in and see what's up with Big Solo. I gotta talk to you, Papi. I'm gonna give you guys some stories. So holla at your boy K.Solo. Everybody out there, get ready for K.Solo. You feeling me? Coming in stronger and better and wiser. Alright?